I think I alluded to this earlier when I talked about the first cow and how there's these A24 films that while watching it, you're kind of like, all right, what are we going for here? What are we accomplishing? Like Dan had mentioned, there's a little bit of meanderingness. This film falls into that category for me, where while watching it, it was kind of I'm not enthralled. I'm not on the edge of my seat. I'm not loving every single moment until we get to till we get to the climax where I really am into it more. And some of the pacing in this film definitely was hard for me. And there was a point where halfway through I was like, all right, where are we going with this? What is the point? Where are we going? How are we getting there? And it did a good job of finalizing that for me as we got to the end, which redeemed a lot of kind of my mid viewing reception to this film. I don't think it has any problems from the acting or the writing or the directing. The cinematography and the sound design are all wonderful. It was a very beautifully shot film, and it fits well into what A24 is putting out, especially in 2020 at the time, and continues to kind of be their bread and butter as they move throughout their filmography. I listened to my review of The Farewell again today because, like Dan had mentioned, there was so many parallels between The Farewell and this as far as the foreign language aspect, the immigrant story. I enjoyed The Farewell significantly more, the viewing experience of The Farewell than I did of watching this film. And maybe that was more lighthearted than this. I don't know what it was. But all of those things being said, I do want to recommend it to folks. It is a good film. It deserves the buzz that it got in 2020. Now looking at it 6 years later, I still think it's worth watching. And I think that all the cast members and everybody in it deserves all the accolades for it. I did find it interesting that our writer-director went on to do Twisters most recently, which I did find to be fun, thinking about the whole tornado scene in this film, and likely that there was some tornadoes in his life growing up in Arkansas, so he has used that in his future filmography. Anyway, I'm going to give this one a solid B24. It does not get into the A category for me, but it does not slip down into the C's either. It's going to sit right there in that B24 range.